Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Bringing you the news from Sri Lanka and across the world, it's your national news broadcast on Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. I'm Siobhan Pereira.
And I'm Kasmi Balachandradhikari. We start off with a look at your headlines for tonight.
The National People's Power records a historic victory in the Education Cooperative Union election. 6 suspects arrested with 7 firearms. Measures to activate dormant government factories in the northern province. A promotional campaign for EMS or express mail service. South Korea's impeached President Yoon released from prison. A new national record on javelin throwing from Sumed Ranasinghe, making him eligible for the World Athletic Championship tournament.
And now in your local news, Deputy Minister Mahinda Jayasinghe says that the excellent victory at the election of office bearers of the Education Cooperative Union has given a strong message to the opposition. The Sri Lanka Guru Seva Sangame has scored 96.35% of the vote at yesterday's Education Cooperative Union election. Deputy Minister Mahinda Jayasinghe said that the NPP has emerged victorious uncontested in 59 out of the 100 education zones. In the election of office bearers, the party has been successful in securing victories in 41 zones. This was the most exceptional victory recorded in an Education Cooperative Union election. The NPP victory as a percentage is 96.35. The group was able to win 370 out of the 384 members in the polls. In the election of 2019, the government, which was in power at the time, had used its full strength to influence the voters at the polling stations. However, such a situation did not prevail at yesterday's election. Yesterday's result could be regarded as a strong lashing on the opposition of the country. The Deputy Minister has also expressed his opinion regarding the program scheduled to be implemented. The Deputy Minister has recalled how efforts were made to digitalize the union since gaining power of the union for the first time in the year 2009. However, they were not allowed to do so. As a result, numerous forms of financial frauds had taken place in the union. Some fraudulent workers were facilitated to engage in fraud by allowing them to operate a manual system in dealing with the monthly flow of 1,200 million rupees of membership fees. The NPP administration in the union had decided to grant a retirement gratuity 5 times more than presently being provided. However, this program has been destabilized by the outgoing regime. They even curtailed the death donations. A substantial work is to be carried out in the future.
During raids conducted in several areas of the island, the police has taken into custody 6 suspects along with 7 firearms. During the raid conducted at Mandakanda area of Alpitia Police Division, a suspect has been taken into custody with a revolver. The suspect who has been taken into custody is said to be a resident of Karandania, aged 44 years. A suspect has been taken into custody along with a locally manufactured firearm during a raid conducted at Koladeniya area in Dambagalla. According to police, he has been identified as a resident of Uvaganguragama area, aged 34. In another raid conducted at Pavakulama area in Ulukkulama, 2 suspects have been taken into custody along with 2 locally manufactured firearms. The suspects are in the age group of 27 and 32 years. In a raid conducted at Sumedan Karapura area in Serunwara, a person has been taken into custody along with a locally manufactured firearm. According to the police, the suspect is said to be a person aged 67. A suspect has also been taken into custody in a raid conducted at Gallegoda in Kodavera along with a firearm manufactured locally, and he is said to be a 56-year-old resident of Gallegoda area. In the meantime, a 9mm type firearm and a 9mm type cartridge, which had been hidden in a shrubland area near a signal post close to Suasetoyana in Aldania, have also been recovered and handed over to Kadavada police. This has been done in a raid conducted by a group of officials who organized anti-Sierra unit of the police special task force.
Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya has presided over an International Women's Day commemoration ceremony in Kadawatha yesterday. More than 1,200 women representing the Gampa district took part in this event. The Prime Minister on this occasion said they are in the process of planning meticulously for a social transformation scheduled to be carried out in the times ahead. Minister Vijitha Herath, Parliamentarian Hemali Veerasekara and Executive Committee members of the National People's Power were among the present. Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya said they have come to the present state by waging the Aragala and also due to sheer determination maintained throughout the years. The inspiration given by female comrades who had refused to draw one foot backwards and who stood with their own strength had become extremely invaluable in this process. It is a significant occasion to celebrate the International Women's Day under such circumstances. Prime Minister adds that they have to be extremely careful in realizing the ground situation. They must also correctly identify the boundaries in which they have to deal with. Laying the foundation for a serious social transformation will have to be carried out with extreme caution.
අපි අදිතාලම ඉතාමත්ම සැලසුම් සහගතව අපි එලාගෙන යන්නේ මේ මොහොතේ.
ඉතින් හැමතැනම
Minister Vijitha Herath said that there are many female officers in ministries and the number is growing. This is an extremely conducive situation. However, they could not be content only with such developments. The women's representation in the workplace and ordinary social activities will have to be gradually increased by moving away from domestic obligations. This is something which could be realized, but it could not be carried out merely through a quota system. The country must take a leap forward from the quota process. The aim should be to create suitable environment after making this jump forward. A special media discussion of the Female Parliamentarians Forum, which was also conducted yesterday in connection with the International Women's Day. Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya was also engaged in an observation tour at the Ampara Hardy Higher Technology of Institute as well. She was seen engaging in amicable discussion with the students of the institute.
The government has paid attention to reactive government-owned factories in the northern province which remain inactive so far. Another aim of the Ministry of Industries is to commence several new industrial zones in the north. Minister Sunil Handunetty, along with other officials, engaged in an inspection tour in order to investigate in this regard. Minister Sunil Handunetty and his team, after inspecting the Kankasanture cement factory, investigated the possibility of commencing it once again. The officials pointed out that more than 1,000 persons can be provided with employment in small and medium indirect manner through this. After inspecting the Elephant Pass Saltern, the minister and his group of officials indicated that plans are afoot to start production in the near future. The factory has the technology to produce iodized salt. Discussions were also held to commence investment industrial zones in Kankasanture, Maunkulan and Paranathan. In the meantime, the tiles and bricks factory belonging to Lanka Porcelain Corporation at Uddusudan, Mullatheo, which remained closed till date, has commenced production again. The inspection tour was joined by Minister Ramalingan Chandrasekaran and the Deputy Minister Harshan Surya Peruma. Minister Sunil Handunetty said that the aim of the government is to create the largest industrial zone in Kankasanture, unique to the entire northern province. Budget proposals have also been made in this regard. A large industrial zone is required to generate innovative products-oriented employment with improvement of Kankasanture port tugged in the export economy around the port area. The President has provided a huge grant in order to create a new export-oriented economy in the northern province.
An international express mail promotional service known as the EMS Postal Exchange Service has gotten underway today. Now, the program incorporates mail delivery to nearly 50 countries via 4,000 post and sub-post offices. The inaugural ceremony was taken place at the Colombo Central Mail Exchange. The current month has been named the EMS Service Promotion Month. The program is being implemented targeting the upcoming Sinhala and Tamil New Year. The International Express Mail Service allows the opportunity for the Sri Lankans to share many items, including food, with their close friends overseas. The service is being implemented under the lowest courier charges and in the most secure manner. A special feature of this service is the ability for the customer to monitor through an international tracking system on how the recipient receives the parcel or letter from the moment of handing over until its final destination. Parliamentarian Lakmali Hemachandra and others were present at this occasion. An EMS promotional program has also gotten underway at the Nuwara main post office today with the participation of Nuwara Regional Superintendent of Post Jeevaka Sanaka and other officials. A program to hand over leaflets to enlighten the general public on this EMS service was held at the Moratuwa post office today. The event was attended by Deputy Postmaster General in charge of the southern region of the Western Province, Nilanka Kandanarachi, who was also present at this occasion.
Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa says that a special program will be planned in order to add new value and acceptability to Sri Lanka Postal Service. The minister made these observations attending a philatelic exhibition held in Colombo Public Library recently. The exhibition has been organised by the Sri Lanka Free Philately Association. The main aim is to win more attention of international stamp collectors by taking it to the international arena to increase the income and to implement stamp promotion program. The minister, after witnessing the exhibition, further said that there's a necessity to prepare an urgent process to register all the philatelic associations and school stamp societies, the Philatelic Bureau of the Postal Department. More local stories coming up right after this break.
Prima Kottumi, Fantamai. Lassana Panloke, Kottumi Saravihide, Hikasita Banda. Fine and fashion nape. Hot and spicy guess what Prima Kottumi, Fantamai.
Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Welcome back, and in more local stories, 4 teams continue operations tonight as well in search of the elephant which broke its task by hitting a lorry.
The corridors where the elephant is staying has been identified. The Tusker elephant was involved in an accident with a lorry around 6 a.m. last Friday. According to the manner the tusk torn away from the elephant, it is suspected that the beast was grievously injured. Search operations had commenced since the day of the incident. Such operations were conducted yesterday as well, using drones through collaboration with the Ganewalpola and Ritikala wildlife officers. The largeness of the extent of the land has made it difficult to locate the exact position of the animal. However, the wildlife officials have been successful in determining the area by judging the bloodstains and footprints. Accordingly, it has been found out that the elephant had gone into an extremely natural environment in the Ritikala Protectorate. As a result, search operations were conducted today in the Kalubay and Dematavava areas. More than 35 wildlife officials of the Anuradhapura, Tirappane and Ganewalpola and Ritikala areas are engaged in the operation. The wildlife officials have expressed optimism of finding the elephant today. The Mina Area Wildlife Office has already commenced investigations to ascertain whether the elephant has travelled towards the Hurlu Environment Park, which is located about 20 kilometers away from the place of the accident. Most reliable information points to the fact that the elephant is in the Ritikala High Natural Environment Zone. The Police Special Task Force and Air Force assistance was scheduled to be received in the event of not being able to locate the elephant by this evening. The elephant named Sumedha, which lost one tusk, reported to be one of the few remaining majestic tuskers in the island.
Several political parties today conducted interviews in order to select candidates to be fielded during the local government election. Interviews to select candidates to be fielded in the local government election from Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna was conducted today at Carlton House in Tangol. Interviews have also been conducted today to select candidates for the forthcoming local government elections from Sarvajana Balaya Party at the party headquarters in Colombo.
Paddy harvesting in the Maha season in the Polonnaru district is presently being conducted. Around 6,800 hectares of land have come under paddy cultivation this year. Paddy harvesting has already been completed in an extent of around 100 hectares of land in the Mahawali B zone of Minneria, Kaudulla, Parakrama Samudra and Alahara. Farmers say harvest around 295 metric tons have been reaped from these areas. They further say a bountiful harvest in the Maha season has been reported and there is a higher price for paddy in the market.
The Lakvanita Abhimani Awards presentation ceremony was held at the PMICH in Colombo yesterday. The aim of the event was to appreciate the role of women entrepreneurs and professionals. Awards were presented to 130 recipients at this occasion under 16 categories including health, medicine, mass media and businesses. Senior producers of the national television Devika Kumarasinghe, Tarangi Adralia, Vinita Karnaratna and veteran presenter Ranjani Rajmohan were also felicitated on this occasion. The Iconic Award private company has organized the event for the first time in parallel to the International Women's Day. A group of people's representatives, including the opposition leader, has attended the event.
And now for a few more local news items in brief. Stay tuned. During a firing incident occurred last evening at the Akaravita area, Gampaha, the owner of motorcycle spare parts outlet and his assistant have been wounded. According to our correspondent, they have been admitted to the Gampaha hospital. Reports indicate that two unknown persons have come in a motorcycle and has done the firing. Paddy harvesting in the Polonnaru district has commenced. Most farmers dry their paddy harvest on roads. A scene of a wild elephant chasing a farmer who was drying paddy on the Bisopura area, Madirigiri, has been recorded in a CCTV camera of a nearby house. The veterinary surgeons of the Wildlife Veterinary Unit at the Giritale area have been able to take out steel wire trap which fell on a leg of a wild elephant after tranquilizing the elephant. The elephant, which frequents the Somavati National Park, is said to be about 35 years of age. We'll be right back with some foreign news items right after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
Kottumi, fun tamai.
And now taking a look at your foreign news tonight, South Korea's impeached president was released from prison yesterday after a court cancelled his arrest warrant.
President Yoon Suk Yeol has been waving at his supporters after walking out of the detention center. South Korea's impeached president has been released from the detention center after a court in Seoul overturned his arrest on technical grounds. President Yoon Suk Yeol walked free yesterday to cheers from his supporters, but still faces trial on insurrection charges after his failed attempt to impose martial law in December. He was arrested in January in a dawn raid at the presidential palace after a tense fortnight, where he had resisted being taken away and there were clashes between his security detail and police. But he walked free yesterday after 52 days in custody. After waving to his supporters outside the center, he was driven in an official convoy back to the presidential compound in Seoul, where he was greeted by more supporters. More than 50,000 protesters staged rallies in support of him in the capital, while there was also slightly smaller counter-protest.
With plum trees in full blossom, migratory birds singing their way home and farm activities in full swing, many areas across China have welcomed the arrival of spring. In southwest China's Chongqing municipality, plum trees near a rail train transit have entered the blossom season, attracting many residents and tourists. Trains are shuttling through flowering trees, earning the nickname Trains to the Spring. At a garden in Kunming city of southwest China's Yunnan province, vibrant blossoms are transforming the landscape into a living oil painting, creating an enchanting wonderland for both locals and tourists to admire the flowers. As temperature rises across China, migratory birds are heading to the northern parts of the country, signaling that spring has arrived and it's time for these feathered travelers to spread their wings and sing their way home. In North China's Tianjin, large numbers of migratory birds have arrived in the Qilihe Wetland Nature Reserve, bringing vitality to the wetland in early spring. Alksal League in North China's Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region has also welcomed more than 5,000 migratory birds of various kinds along the Yellow River.
Sports news. Sumed Ranasinghe has set a new national record in the event of javelin throw at the National Athletics Selection being held at the Diagam International Stadium. Sumed Ranasinghe cleared a distance of 85.78 meters at the national record previously held by Rumesh Tharanga at a throw of 85.45 meters, with the new record set by Sumed Ranasinghe today. He has been directly qualified to participate in the World Athletic Championship to be held in Tokyo this year. Sumed Ranasinghe has also been the first athlete to qualify in this event.
The ICC Champions Trophy finals between India and New Zealand is currently underway at the Dubai International Cricket Stadium. India is chasing a victory target of 252 runs, and currently the score is at 206 for the loss of 5 wickets. The New Zealand team, after winning the toss, has decided to bat first. The opening batsman Will Young was dismissed facing a delivery of Varun Chakravarti when his score was at 15 runs. The other opener, Rachin Ravindra, was out for 37 runs. The highest scorer of the New Zealand innings was Daryl Mitchell, who hit 63 runs. Michael Bracewell remains at 53 not out. Accordingly, the New Zealand team has scored 251 runs for the loss of 7 wickets within the 50 allotted overs. Varun Chakravarti and Kuldeep Yadav have captured 2 wickets each.
Just looks at the right shoulder, takes the catch, ends the innings. Just the one, Kuldeep will end.
And that was a look at your news here at Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. I'm Siobhan Pereira, together with Kasuni Balachandra Adhikari. Wish you a pleasant evening and a great week ahead.
Good night.